welcome to the Juice Den. So it's just me today. We have a bit of a smaller crowd just because we're starting things out. But obviously, you know me. I'm Justin. I'm the one that's starting this whole shebang, and I'm here with my co-host, my good friend Hayes. You guys might remember her from the Monster Cast way back in the day.
What's up, everybody?
Way back in the days, like a year ago. But yeah. So we're here. We're just kind of hanging out for this first one. Nothing too crazy. Mainly just want to talk about, what this network is, what's going on, kind of what it's about, just some general housekeeping, things like that. I just want to start off just what this network is. So it is, but when I say network, I mean it is a network. What we want to do going forward is, we have our shows here. We have this, and obviously we have the Monster Cast. And we're putting both out on the same day. But outside of what we're doing, we also want to open the floor to give some other creators and other content, time to shine. Bring some other shows on here, some short films, maybe music videos, just whatever comes along. Whatever we want to do. But this is just kind of the starting roots of everything, and it'll be a pretty fun time.
But as far as housekeeping goes, man, we're not actually going to be going and cleaning people's houses, right? Because we don't do that.
Says you. I charge $20 an hour. I'll clean your backyard.
All right, maybe for $20 an hour.
20 an hour. And I want I want a union contract. I want to be the one person on the union.
The single union?
Yeah. I'll run it myself with blackjack and hookers.
What?
So Futurama.
One more time?
You never seen Futurama? Where he's talking about, the final open my own club with blackjack and hookers with Bender?
Bender. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, that used to be the show there.
Yeah, no, I love Futurama. But yeah, so anyways, I guess we can start with just talk a bit about yourself. How's your day going?
I'm Hayes. I'm doing pretty good. Just recently woke up not too long ago, welcome world.
Yeah, we both just woke up like an hour ago, so this is a very tired episode.
I don't know. After I start getting woken up, my energy just slowly builds until it plateaus, and then I'm like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah, this is fine.
For me, I'm still on the build period, so we'll see how built up.
We'll see what kind of people we are an hour into this compared to now.
It's gonna be an interesting day, let's say that.
Yeah. So I guess in the theming of this network, I gotta ask, what's your favorite kind of juice?
Orange juice, because it pairs amazingly with liquor.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, not to say that I'm an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic, but I mean, if I'm gonna drink some liquor, it usually pairs pretty good with orange juice. You can't go wrong with some vodka and some orange juice, or some gin and some orange juice.
That is a very good point. I like orange juice because for some fucking reason it wakes me up more than caffeine does.
I wonder if that's what is it, vitamin C in orange juice?
Possibly. If I really need to wake up, I'll just drink orange juice over coffee.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've never known why it wakes me up more. Because I figure caffeine is more directly made to do that, but
yeah, that is very true. For me, it's I'll do a Monster over coffee. Coffee is just a regular drink for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like coffee. Well, then, yeah. How about that? What's your favorite kind of way you like your coffee?
Well, usually if I'm making coffee for myself, it's more creamer than coffee.
Yeah, I'm the same. Well, I'm tempted to just throw in the creamer first, and then for half the cup, and then just throw in a little bit of coffee.
Exactly, yeah. But if I'm going to fancy ass Starbucks or something like that, I go for the secret menu and I'll order the Oogie Boogie Frappuccino.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
But you got to try it this way. Add some caramel to it, man.
I've actually never tried that with caramel.
Yep, add some caramel because as much as whoever created this drink had Oogie Boogie in mind, they completely forgot about the entire sack that is his body.
That is a good point.
So I really thought about that and was like, caramel! And it tastes much better.
That is a good point. A drink that is on the secret menu that I think does have caramel that's pretty good is the Chewbacca is a pretty good one.
You said Chewbacca?
Yeah, the Chewbacca.
Oh shit, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll be honest, I've seen that Oogie Boogie Frap one, and I've never ordered anything else.
That's fair. I think that's just like a standard one you could just ask for if you're going to like Disney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like the Chewbacca is, you can just straight up ask like, "Hey, can I get the Chewbacca drink?" And then it's whatever, and then they give it to you.
I mean, you also work at Disney as opposed to like where I go like every 8 years or so.
That is true, but yeah, I mean, it'll take you some time. I take people again, so.
Yeah, fortunately, I just went not too long ago. My boyfriend's friend got us in. It was pretty
you
fun.
guys went together with you and Anthony went.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like Disney doesn't feel the same to me anymore as like when I was younger. And I don't think that's just necessarily the age thing. Like, I feel with all this newer, like, how do I say it? The new route that they're taking and, like, all this newer stuff, it just, for something that doesn't grasp it, all the older stuff used to, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it's pretty easy to notice that it definitely has shifted, like, a lot.
Yeah. And like I was walking around and I seen a lot of people with like beard like that. I don't remember that when I was younger.
Oh yeah, you can drink like everywhere in the parks now. Even at Disneyland, you can drink at Galaxy's Edge at Oga's.
Wow, yeah. See, I really don't remember it being like that when I was younger. I remember it being like you had to go to the one restaurant that's attached to Pirates of the Caribbean. And that was pretty much the only way to drink back then.
Yeah, the Blue Bayou used to be like the only place you could get any alcohol here.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just feels different to me. And I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, I think that's just because you're older now and like you see things differently. And I was like, I don't know if that's necessarily it.
Yeah, well, when was the last time that you went before this last trip?
Something like 8 years ago, yeah. And then for California Adventures, I think I had determined it had been about 10 years.
So then, yeah, obviously it's changed a lot. They changed a lot of shit in the parks in 10 years.
Yeah, because I went to over there where they used to have like Goofy's Pizza and stuff like that in California.
Goofy's Kitchen.
Yeah, and it was all different. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, where's the tugboat?
Yeah.
And they laughed and they're like, that's gone. That's been gone. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they also got rid of Bugs Land for the Avengers Campus area.
Yeah, I did see that. I did kind of sort of like the Avengers Campus, though. I'll be honest.
It's pretty snazzy. I think without the characters, it was just a little bland, just slightly. But when they like started throwing all these characters and like walk-arounds and like interactive stuff around it, it really sells it when you have like so much going on there, like all the fight scenes on the roof and all the characters just walking around and like how many characters are in there. It's really like it drives it home. It's very reliant on the energy of the land when you go.
I did not know that there was fight scenes on the roof. Now I definitely want to back and just stalk the freaking Avengers and Star Wars area because I'll say this, I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan. I want to get back into the movies, but Star Wars Land is fucking on point. I'll tell you that much. That's probably the land I enjoyed the most, which surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah, no. For anybody who like hasn't seen that land or ever, it catches you so off guard your first time going in. It's because of the grand scale and just how much there is.
Yeah, it's very what is that? Like fuck, my brain's not working right.
It's all good.
It's very put together. Like it's a whole thing. Like you kind of forget that you're at Disneyland for a second and you're just like in Star Wars land. Like for real, all the way up like to the walls is pretty much all Star Wars stuff. So I like it.
Yeah, someone's made a very good point before of what it feels like. If you're familiar with Epcot Park in Florida and how it's like all these different like pavilions or whatever for different like countries around the world, they make a good point that it feels like a pavilion for like an Epcot pavilion for a planet that we've never been on before. Is like a good way to put it.
Oh, that is pretty cool. I'm not familiar with the park. I've never been to Florida. Hopefully, maybe like next year or the year after that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love Epcot, and not just because of all the drinks. It's a very nice park. And I mean, now it's got my favorite like Disney ride over there with their Guardians of the Galaxy roller coasters. My new favorite ride from Disney. So it's a good park.
That sounds awesome. I'm always so scared to get on roller coasters anymore after I hurt myself at
Yeah.
topic.
No, if you're worried about getting hurt, this one is like buttery smooth. Like it doesn't even feel like you're on a coaster because it is so like clean and put together, and the track just moves so smooth. There's no like rough shakiness or anything like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Like you're just gliding on that track like it's nobody's business.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty much. It feels like if Space Mountain and Sears Sidewinder had a baby is the best way to put it.
That sounds very, very interesting. Now I really want to get on it.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's a new type of roller coaster. The way the cars are set up, they can follow a story that's going around you, and they can rotate a full 360 degrees. So you're like spinning around, and you're doing some drops like sideways and backwards and all kinds of crazy stuff, and you never know like what direction you're gonna go in because it can change anytime.
Oh wow, that puts me at the thought process of like Universal Studios, the Harry Potter ride.
Yeah, a little bit like that, but make it like an actual like coaster.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Sounds very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It has my favorite, like, out of any parks that have, like, a star field for any space setting, this one's my favorite because they actually throw, like, more colored stars and more, like, gradient lights and stuff. And the projection mapping on that ride, where, like, with all the characters stuff that's going on, they're fucking massive. I think this is the biggest character that I've seen, like, in a theme park setting for a ride, and that includes the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Like, the villain is fucking massive in this ride.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know if you're much of a Marvel person. I don't know if you're familiar with the Celestials or not.
Uh, by the name, it sounds familiar. I'm like starting to get into all the Marvel movies.
Yeah, if you watched Eternals, if you're just familiar with the movies, they're the giant like god things like that are like in the sky that control different parts of like life essentially.
So I have not seen the Eternals, but what that makes me think of is I can't remember which movie this is in, but the one that gets with the Scarlet Witch,
Oh,
the blue guy?
Vision?
Yeah, that reminds me of him, like when he gets all super huge.
Yeah. No, but no, these things are these guys are like massive, but this one in particular is Anos, and it's all the ride's all about like he takes his generator and he's starting to rewind time on Earth to kind of reset the planet in his own image, so everything's starting to disappear and go back like full like Back to the Future like disappearing type stuff, like Biff, like well, not Biff, Marty looking at the picture, the siblings going away. So the Nova Corps calls in the Guardians, and they like heist the generator away from him, and you're on this chase while he's trying to kill them. Rock is trying to figure out how this generator works, and he's like weird messing with time and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's a literal race through time.
Oh, that sounds epic.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and they have like the oldies music still, you know, like Mission Breakout does here. So they have like a selection of random songs you can get. But I like their song picks a lot better than ours. I can't lie.
Well, I mean, they are Florida. It
Yeah,
sounds like
true.
try to one up us.
Yeah, it'd be fun to have that ride here, but also that would mean we would have two Guardians rides pretty close to each other.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like California is just struggling with space at this point.
Yeah, well, we are getting that. We are getting a new ride in Adventures Campus, though. We're getting that multiverse ride coming out in a few years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if you know that big where the roof that I was talking about was, or like the catwalk or whatever. You know where they have the Quinjet, like right next to Guardians, that big blue building.
Yeah.
That's actually the entrance for it. It's just kind of sitting there until they start working on the ride.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense now why they were just hanging out right there. Because I was like, what's going on here? And I'm like,
Yeah,
the Black Panther was happening, but I was still like, but what's up with the ship? Like, what's
yeah.
going on?
Pretty much, you can see when you're walking along it. There's like two big double doors that just don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and my boyfriend's like, yeah, it's just like a facade thing. Like that's where all the characters are and like where they come out of and everything like that. And I was just like, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
I
it'll
remember,
still be that, but it's gonna be the entrance for the ride when the ride opens.
no, that makes a lot more sense now that you say that it's a ride entrance. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you from I mean obviously you don't work there, but right behind Mission Breakout, there is a massive parking lot, like a massive parking lot, just for some of the higher up like staff and stuff like that. You can even see it on like Google Maps or whatever, but they are pretty much building the ride behind Mission Breakout over that parking lot there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because all you gotta do is make like a tunnel connecting it to that back area.
Yeah.
And then
That's,
I'm sure they can like disguise the building to look like it's part of like the collector's fortress and stuff like that. So they can do something with it.
oh, of course. I mean, it's Disney.
Yeah. Did you do Guardians over here?
I'm sorry?
Did you do Mission Breakout?
No. We got on very few rides. We did Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, of course,
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh ride.
Oh, they mean that acid trip?
We tried to get Big Thunder Mountain, but they had just closed it, which
Mm.
sucks. We bought the like fast pass thing. That's like
Hmm.
20 bucks extra or some shit, 20 bucks.
Yeah,
And
it's like $25.
yeah, and we never got to use it because every time we would go to set something for it would either close or when we got there, the walk on time was like nothing. So
Yeah, that's how it goes.
it was like $50 wasted. I felt really bad.
Yeah, as I use the DOS system for personal reasons and issues, but yeah,
I don't know what that is, but
it's their disability the disability system.
that makes yeah.
Yeah, it's a similar approach, but I don't know. I feel like people abuse it too much lately. I mean, I get it because I mean I have autism, but you know,
I mean, if somebody like you said you have autism, so like it's good that they have it for for like you guys and stuff like that. But yeah, like if I wouldn't want to do that just because like you said, like people abuse it. I wouldn't want to be.
oh yeah,
You
no,
know, I'm
yeah, no. I've seen so many people like doing so much like funk shit with it, and it makes it a lot harder for people that have like, genuine issues unless they bought like a mobility scooter and have like a walker and stuff. If you have mobility, they'll give it to you, no questions asked. That's fine. But for more like social issues or the more cases like mine, the people that take advantage of it makes it a lot harder for us because it makes them have to grill and press us hard, and that's not against the customers at all. That's just standard protocol. It makes them have to like grill us harder for it because there's so many of them trying to just use it for free fast pass too.
yeah, and that's pretty much what I was getting at is about like that's not cool. You know, I was kind of having like not really at all a similar conversation with my boyfriend yesterday, but he started talking about politics. And I was like, I don't do politics, man. Like, not to be an asshole, but I'm like, I just feel that as a general, like, we're all human and we should all try to do our best. And if
Yeah.
that your best is better than somebody else's best, then so fucking be it. You should still be trying your best.
Yeah, exactly. I get what you mean.
And yeah, that kind of goes for, just people taking advantage of things that they shouldn't be.
Yeah. Also, speaking on Disney, just because I don't want to keep this whole episode about Disney, because I don't want to talk about work for an hour. But yesterday, the 100th anniversary of the company kicked off in the parks, and I gotta go check it out.
The 100th anniversary. So, is that the 100th anniversary of when they started making animation?
It was the 100th anniversary when the Walt Disney Company was founded.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we went in December and I picked up an ornament that said 100th year thing, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, "There's no way that Disneyland, like Disneyland, the park, has been there for 100
Yeah.
years." I was like,
Oh no! The park opened in 1955, but the company started in 1923. So we still
"Yeah,
got
that's
a good while until the park's 100th.
yeah, that's what I started thinking about." I was like, "It had to have been like when they first started doing animation or something." But yeah, now that you say it's when it was founded, that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah, but where it gets confusing for me is Walt Disney World is still, I don't know if they finished or not, but as far as I know, they're still celebrating their 50th anniversary for the park. So it's like 50 somewhere, but then it's 100 here, and that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to get even worse because they're going to celebrate the 100th too when the 50th wraps up. So how do people are going to think that they went from 50 years and then just jump skip right to 100?
They're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Like the most fucked up like leap year that we've ever had.
Man,
Hmm.
we were blasted off into outer space and put into cryogenic sleep, and none of us know. That's all.
Yeah. That's obviously the only explanation for it. I can't think of anything else.
Totally. That's what happened.
Yeah, but with it came a new ride, which I've already been on before, because also it's a clone from a Florida ride, and two new shows. The new fireworks show is fucking insane. I think it's our best one they've ever done. Watercolor is fine. I think I like the original watercolor a little bit more, but I'd put this one as second banana. It's pretty decent.
That's awesome. I remember when we went, I was asking, I was like, "Is there still gonna be fireworks?" And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Of course there's gonna be fireworks."
Oh, you're like, well, everything else that I love is gone. Why not this one too?
Oh no, because I don't know if you remember, but a few years back they were having problems with the city and the what is it the people that lived like right around there, that they were getting together a petition to make Disneyland stop doing fireworks except for on the weekend.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's what I was worried about because we were going during the week.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? And I was like, dude, I know this is a thing.
Yeah. Did you get to watch the fireworks?
We did. It depressed me though.
Oh, because it's the Christmas ones.
Because it was the Christmas ones, and like I said, it seems like it is so much different now. Like the last
Yeah.
fireworks show is when they had the fireworks like 360. You know, when they were doing like the little holographics up on the castle, and like they were doing the like green flares all around like the that main little center.
Oh yeah. Well, then you'll definitely like this show that they just put out because that brings like all of the effects like around. They brought like the lasers in like the castle back. They have all the projections around the buildings on Main Street and on the castle. Crazy ass fireworks. They have flying characters back. It's all here now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like what I remember.
Yeah,
So,
this one is very reminiscent of like all of the best like past fireworks shows. I think this is our
oh,
best one, honestly.
hell yeah.
And it's got love for some movies I never fucking expected. They have Treasure Planet in there.
Treasure Planet?
Yeah, and like Meet the Robinsons and shit like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, unless you got stuff like Big Hero 6 and Kanto, things like that.
I don't think I've ever seen Big Hero 6, to be honest with you.
I love Big Hero 6. This is a good movie. I'm not a big fan of the villain. I think it's one of the lamest twist villains that Disney's done, but it doesn't really take away from the movie because you're watching it more for like Baymax and like Hero, like the main two people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it was super weird. I was driving into work the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just randomly as fuck, like, oh, I drove past Burger King. There's a Burger King on my way to work, and they were filming a commercial. And the fact that they were filming a commercial threw me into a complete mind spin of how Pizza Hut, which is where I work, could create this commercial that winds up turning into a horror movie.
Oh my god! Wait, did Pizza Hut make a horror movie commercial, or are you thinking they could make one?
No, I'm just like, if just seeing Burger King doing their commercial made me have this whole narrative in my head.
I love
So it started out with like, all right, so Pizza Hut in their commercial, right?
that.
But it's during Halloween, so they wanted to make it spooky.
Sounds like spooky pizza.
Yeah, because they actually do a spooky pizza like a different part of the world. I can't remember where right now, but it was like a black crust and like it looked like a spooky pizza.
Oh.
So yeah, so during this little monologue in my fucking brain, I'm like, all right, so it starts off and they're filming the commercial, right? Like this is the movie that's happening, is them filming the commercial. So like all the producer for the movie or for the commercials there and like all the screening and the actresses and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They get this fucking clown because they feel like, oh well, it's Halloween and clowns still eat food, so we're gonna do it with a clown. So they get this clown to basically be the spokesperson for Pizza Hut.
I love that.
So after the commercial wraps up and everything, now you're at home of like one of the cooks or somebody that works at the Pizza Hut, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're watching the commercial, and then all of a sudden they look up from their TV and there's the clown. Like what?
They have to like bring the clown into everybody's homes, just have it propped on the TV for that one commercial, and they bring a handyman back to come take him back.
I was gonna have him just in that first person's house, right? Like that first person, he winds up like either jacking their keys or like stealing their uniform.
He takes their keys.
Yeah, and then he winds up back at the pizza he filmed the commercial at.
Just jingling your car keys in the commercial.
Yeah, so then they're at the store and the commercial pops on, and then they see the clown walking up into the Pizza Hut.
Oh my god, that'd be great. He's just there. He's not even like trying to kill anybody. He's just hanging out.
No, that's where the murdering starts happening.
Oh, okay.
And he walks in through the front doors, right? And after he walks in through the front doors, he just locks it up, and then the power fucking has like this spaz, so that way none of the other doors work. And he just starts killing everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he kills one, and he keeps the store locked up, and he just starts making the fucking pizzas.
So he kills everybody, and then he just clocks in.
Yeah, and he starts making pizzas, right? He starts putting this fucking shit into the pizza, and nobody knows about it until he starts delivering pizzas and like giving them to the people that are coming in for them. And then, like an hour after they eat the pizza, they start changing into fucking clown creatures.
Well, why not?
Because I love clowns.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, fuck, I guess the movie's over because now I don't know what to do.
It's fine. Just roll credits on your vision.
It just popped into my brain. We can have all these new clown creatures go and take over one of their own Pizza Huts.
Yeah. Chiodo Brothers, if you're taking notes.
It's there, but it would be fun.
Yeah, we're both big Halloween people. That's why we have the Monster Cast, a separate entity. Because if we try to merge horror into this show too much, it's gonna go on too long.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're all good. It's still fun. We can still there'll still be leaks in the cauldron, but
I think it was just because we were talking about your work, and I was like,
yeah, right. You gotta talk about your work for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all in good fun.
My working at Pizza Hut is stupid easy. I'll say that much. Anybody looking to go get an easy job, go work at a Pizza Hut.
Go make some pizzas, go roll some dough.
Yeah. It's really easy working there. Just find something to do.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess steering topics a little bit. Have you seen any of the Oscar nominees for this year?
No, on my notes, I put Oscars.
Oh, Oscar, I barely know her.
I don't know when the Oscars are, to be honest with you. I don't watch regular TV.
Oh yeah, that's a
So
good point.
I watch the TV apps like like the specific channel like Hulu, Vudu, like those. I have YouTube Premium. So like I don't see any commercials. So you asked me about movies and stuff like that, and I immediately had to go on YouTube and pull up trailers.
Oh my god. Well, how about out of any movies that you have seen this year, do you have a favorite out of any that came out this last year?
Well, yes. So I'm super late when I see movies. So
Hmm.
recently I seen Us, and I really liked it.
That's a good one. Have you seen this film that came out this last year? Nope.
I did see Nope. I loved it. I'll be honest. I
Yeah.
watched it, and I have to take my dad to see this movie.
Yeah, I want the frame of OJ on the horseback, like riding away from G Jacket, the big old UFO thing. I want that frame like put on my wall, where it's just that wide shot of him like doing the chase, all the inflatable two men, and it's just like praying down on him.
Yeah, that would be a really cool graphic to have.
Yeah, just visually, it's one of the most gorgeous movies in general, and I think the most gorgeous horror film I've seen since like Suspiria.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Uh, I got to admit though, I freaking loved that part where the motorcycle dude was like not listening and just being,
Yeah.
and then it's like what happens when a electric motorcycle going this fast meets a what do they call it?
Oh, the alien is his name is Jean Jacket.
No, the anti-gravitational force or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I'm
nothing
yeah.
around them. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you just see him hit, and it's like an invisible wall,
Pretty
and the
much.
dude flying.
I know it's like a math equation.
I loved that part so much. When my boyfriend finally bought it on Vudu, I rewound it and just watched that part like twice.
Oh, when he fucking eats it.
Yeah, I was like, this is so perfect. Like she tried warning your ass.
Yeah, they really did.
I was like, and that's really how it would be in real life too. They would be like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. All right, whatever. Want to
Yeah,
be famous?
it was a very funny riff on like influencers that just go and try to record and expose stuff like that that aren't getting the full picture.
Yeah, like
Like fuck is the definition of fuck around and find out.
exactly. And then, dude, even after he ate it, he was still telling him like, "Oh yeah, just take my camera." Blah blah blah.
I love that. I feel like that was kind of the point because when to portray how people like that just aren't important at all. I love that he contributed nothing. He just came in like a jackass and then got himself killed.
Yeah, like he was trying so hard to be famous, and it killed him.
Yeah. I mean, the helmet helped OJ, but because
Yeah,
it was like the reflective.
that's about it though.
Yeah, I was kind of laughing. I was getting like an idiot though when they used the balloon to kill him. So you see this big fucking mascot balloon just floating in it next to this like almost like biblically accurate angel-looking fucking alien.
Yeah, I thought it was cool though because I was like, "Oh, he's gonna eat it and he's gonna pop," and
Yeah,
then
no,
he.
I like that. That's a smart way to do it. I love that Jordan Peele, the slippery motherfucker, threw the Akira slide in that movie.
The what?
Do you not know the Akira slide?
Is that when she does the motorcycle thing?
Yeah, that's from an anime called Akira. The main character does that with his bike, and that's been like referenced in so much pop culture throughout the years. Is that fucking that angle with that slide?
Oh, no, I didn't know that was what that was referencing, but I thought it was awesome. I was like, "Oh, cool, slide."
Yeah, it's a cool fucking slide. But yeah, that's from an anime, like an anime movie called Akira. It's a good movie. It's freaky as fuck, but it's a really good movie.
Because like when I was little, I would try and do like those little power slides with my bike and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought it was awesome on like a full motorcycle in a movie. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think to me, like, I think Akira is probably the creepiest. Like, I guess like blob horror film. This one's a very like someone turns this big, disgusting like blob monster type deal, type of horror film, and I think it's one of the best ones.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty crazy for an anime.
It is an unhinged fucking movie that I think everybody should watch at least once.
All right. Is it like is it in English or is it like all
There's an English dub. Yeah, it's not that bad. They actually
okay.
there's some theaters near us that do like rescreenings of the English dub sometimes in theaters.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, kind of similar to how whenever you see theaters doing like Studio Ghibli revivals and stuff like that.
So I know it's completely random, but you started talking about movie theaters, and for some reason that put in an image of the Minions at downtown Disney. Now I have to ask, did you see the last Minion movie?
I did see Rise of Gru. Did you?
I have not. How was it?
So it's kind of weird to say. I know everybody's a little mixed on this one, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay. I think Illumination movies are harmless. They're not like the best, but they're not like offensively or like criminally horrible to me either. They're just okay. But I like this. I like this one a little more than the other ones.
I mean, they're kids' movies.
Yeah, I think the Mario movie is definitely going to be their big strike home.
The which one?
The Super Mario movie.
Oh yeah. I seen like a quick trailer for that, and I was like, wait, what?
It makes me kind of mad though, because that implies that Illumination had this talent in their back pocket the whole time
To do the Super Mario or?
to just make like movies that look and like feel that good and like that rich and alive.
Yeah, it definitely surprised the crap out of me when I seen the trailer at the theaters. I was
Yeah,
no.
Rise of Gru actually gave me like confidence that they would do pretty good on this movie because it looks like they're trying to do better movies. They realize that they can't cash on like if we just throw fun flashy characters at a screen for an hour, that'll make us some money. Like they gotta get some quality in there. You need flavor.
Yeah, that is true.
Because
And
that
like
was their
Minion,
shtick for a while. They're like, let's just throw everything at the wall and it'll make us money.
yeah, Minions was a lot of fun, but yeah, they gotta start moving away from from just.
Yeah, I mean the minion stuff in this one is harmless, it's cute, it's fine. Where it really shines is giving us the backstory of Gru, who's actually a very good story.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of interested in seeing too. Uh, I gotta find it now.
Yeah, no, they handle it pretty well. I like it. I think it's on. If you have Peacock, it's on there.
I believe I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You can watch it on there. Nope is on there too.
Yeah, my boyfriend actually bought Nope as soon as it came out. He bought it on Vudu, and I'm privileged, and he has his Vudu on my TV, so he is a movie collector. He has over 1,000 movies.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying to find the steel book for that one. I just got the steel book for Jigsaw.
Oh, that sounds awesome! I love me some Saw.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a new Saw movie coming out.
Oh yeah, there is, huh? But this is like back to like the main series. It's not a spin-off like Spiral was.
I did not hear very much about it. I think I heard it from my boyfriend, and he just told me like, "Hey, yeah, there's gonna be a new one coming out." And then we got into conversations about like all the old ones. So I don't remember hearing anything about the new one, but I'm always excited. So,
Yeah, that'll be fun. Going back to Illumination and like Nintendo real quick, how do you feel about Nintendo Land?
I am super excited for it. I am in the process of trying to get a new Universal Studios pass and just figuring out which one's going to be the most cost efficient for me. Because I don't like spending money on something that I'm not going to use.
Yeah, the one that I get my money's worth with is I get the gold pass. Not too elite,
Yeah.
but just enough to where it's pretty doable.
Yeah, that's the same one I was thinking about getting. And then he threw out there that we should get platinum passes. And I was like, but why?
That depends on how much you actually want to go to Universal.
Well, he was saying for the free Horror Nights ticket. Because he was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting another frequent fear pass, like the season haunt pass.
Yeah.
And I under the intention that we would be doing that like every year.
Yeah, I think I'm more excited. I mean, I've already been to it because they've been doing tech rehearsals, and I managed to weasel into one of them. I like it a lot. I think it's the inverse of Galaxy's Edge, where Galaxy's Edge is very big, but there's like a couple things you can do, but you got to really stretch out and do them. Nintendo World is pretty small, but when you actually start to crack down and do everything you can do in the land, there's so much shit that you can do. It's not even funny.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds great. Because for me right now, Universal is kind of like it's fun to go to. I'll be honest, but after a few hours there, I'm pretty much like, all right, I'm ready to go. Because,
Yeah, you
like I
can buy.
said,
Yeah, you buy the power band, and you can be in that land for like fucking hours, just playing all the little mini games and fighting Bowser Jr. and shit. The ride is fine, the Mario Kart ride, but you honestly don't need it. Like you don't need to do it.
oh, that sounds great for me then. Because, like I said, I
Yeah,
don't really. It's just because the line length, like the time that you're waiting in a line compared to the time that you're on the ride, for me just doesn't equate right.
yeah. Well, the good thing about the Mario Kart ride, which you like never see this in Universal anymore, it has a single rider line.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, only
I'm
downside is the ride isn't very fat friendly. I mean, I just barely fit on okay. I'm sure sometime I'm gonna get a stingy employee that won't let me on, but for the most part, because it's a pretty slow moving ride, they usually just let me do it anyways. But I thought about getting like one of those like compressor, because obviously, yeah, I'm working out and stuff, but it's still gonna be a good while before I see any noticeable like big changes. So I figured in the meantime, I get one of those like compressor shirts to fit on rides better, that kind of tucks your body in.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have one too.
Yeah, it might make it easier. Get like a man girdle.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for the ride. So, to be 100, like full disclosure, I didn't even play Super Mario Brothers until like 4 years ago, dude. Like the Mario Kart, I didn't
Yeah.
played it until like yeah, like 4 years ago. Aside from that, all I ever knew from Super Mario Brothers was the OG Super Mario World. Like
Yeah. Oh, I love Super Mario World.
yeah, the one that came out on Super Nintendo. That was the only one that I had ever played.
Yeah. Well, from what I picked up, the way this looks like the land looks like it's mainly inspired by like games like Mario 3D Land and like original Mario Brothers type stuff. It's weird to tell what era of Mario it is because it doesn't have a lot of the like newer characters they throw in nowadays. It is just regular, like your Goombas, your Koopas, and like stuff like that. I'm gonna start
They kept
doing
it.
the. But it's a fun land. It's very cute. It's very alive. There is so much shit moving. There's so many animatronics like around that are just like background on the land, and there's so much going on at once. And it's like it's sensory overload, but it's a good sensory overload. Like your emotions get the best of you.
Awesome. Well, that excites me. We were gonna try to make one of those preview thingies, but I didn't know if my pass was still activated because I had gotten it with somebody in my past, and yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty sure my pass is no longer active.
Yeah.
Like, just let me buy a new pass and then we can go.
Yeah. Also, LAN is going to be running the same way the Secret Life of Pets ride did when it opened. It's going to be on virtual queue, but not like the Disney virtual queue. How it works is it'll be first come first served to enter until the land is full, and then they'll open up a virtual queue for like the rest of the day. But you can also just like weasel in it like the last hour or whatever without one if you really want to do it, or just go on a quiet day in the parks.
No, I think we're probably like him and I are probably gonna go and more or less dedicate the day to Super Mario World.
Yeah, I think you can spend at least half of your Universal day in that land alone, honestly.
And then, I mean, I love the Hogwarts land too, so
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm a big Harry Potter person. That's actually what's on my TV as background ambiance for me.
That's fun. I'm kind of sad that they got rid of two of their shows, and I feel like a park that's about the movie should have more shows. So hoping that we get more. But now, like Waterworld is pretty much carrying the entertainment in the park on its back. So, like,
What shows they got rid of the sex show?
special effects stage and animal actors.
What? No.
Yeah, they're building some fucking Fast and the Furious roller coaster that goes like down the hill.
Bring back the animal actors. Nobody cares about a Fast and the Furious ride.
Yeah, I know. We already got the shitty studio tour segment.
Yeah, if they're doing a ride, then they better take that part out.
That's what I'm saying. At least give us something new there if you're gonna like do a whole ride. I don't think I need two things of that there.
I'm not cool. I want animal actors, and I never got to the stunt show. I was a little bit of that. The last time I went, it was like one thing I told my boyfriend. I was like, "This show before it goes," and I didn't get a chance to.
It was a lot better. Like it was a lot better. Like a couple years ago when I was a bit younger. It's fine now, but
yeah. He did say that they're going to be bringing the Bourne Spectacular show over here, though, and that's what they're getting rid of that for.
I've heard bits and pieces. I wouldn't be surprised if they build it there, but if they are going to do the Bourne Stuntacular, they need to find a good spot for it because that is a fucking massive scale show. So you need a lot of room for that one.
I feel like they'll just make it a different version of the show. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but that is probably one of my favorite like shows that Universal's done though, because I've seen it over in Florida. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. That was just what I had heard. But
Yeah.
I mean, obvious hearing something till it's set in stone, then, you know.
Yeah, who knows?
It might not be.
Yeah.
Because I heard a few years ago they just up and switched up, like they were supposed to do some specific Queen maze, and then the speculations got out and they just switched it. So I mean,
well, also mazes like change around all the time. Like there was obviously one maze in particular that got switched out at the very last minute this last year, and it was very obvious after seeing the trailer for the movie that came out. The hotel one, the Universal Horror Hotel, was supposed to be Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if you watch the trailer of Evil Dead Rise, the sets look like exactly the same.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't notice that. I did see the trailer.
Yeah.
But, that was a pretty cool maze, though.
Yeah, I think for how fast of a turnaround they had, I think they did really good with it.
They did forget to remove a couple of the blood spots from The Walking Dead.
They did.
Because never been through The Walking Dead, but we had gotten in line and my dude was telling me, he's like, yeah, this is where this used to be and this is where this used to be. And then we get to like that corner area right before you go into the doors, and there's like a big splotch on the floor, and I'm like, I forgot something.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess before we wrap things up, how about you have a favorite childhood story? I know it's a complete juxtaposition of everything, but I figure fun last little segment to kind of end things off for our first episode.
When I was a kid, I have two different stories because I came from a split family because my mom left my dad and got with my stepdad, so they had like alternating weekends and shit. So with my mom and my stepdad, they took me out to this place called Trees of Mystery once, and it's basically like all redwoods and stuff like that. But this specific place is like a fairy tale like type path thing, and you go through like woods, but then they're like big ass storybooks with like passages and shit like that. And I don't remember the full thing, but for some reason that's something that has stuck with me like through all of these years, is that Trees of Mystery. And then there's another place really close to it called the Mystery Lodge, and that was really cool because like just they're defying gravity and like I don't know, it was awesome. If you have kids, I highly suggest taking the little trip out there for like the weekend or something. Getting with your wilderness side.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and then with my dad's pretty much like kind of recluse, and I don't hold against him. You know, the world's a scary place, especially for somebody that has a lot of worries and stuff. So, but every year he would take me to the fair, the LA County Fair, and that's always been something now that I try to do when it comes around because it was a lot of fun going up.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
I do miss that damn balloon game that they used to have. They used to have like these little like booths, and like one team stands on one side and then the other team stands on the other side, and you both get water balloons and you just slingshot them at each other.
That's not. Wait, that sounds really fun, actually.
Yeah, it was loads of fun. Me and my dad only did it once, but it was so fun, and you get so wet, and Lake County Fair, it's so hot that it's refreshing and it's a lot of fun. And I hope that they bring that game back, especially for kids and their parents.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because it's like totally a whole team thing. Like the kid can't do it all on their own, and the parent can do it on their own. But I would full-grown adults want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you get a bunch of shitheads like us together, and we'll be like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Pretty much, get a bunch of our hot buddies together. We'll be yelling profanities at each other the whole time.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like normal, adult-ish people.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
And people that aren't a few screws loose.
Yeah, but also I feel like it'd be more fun if we get people with a couple screws loose.
So much more fun.
Yeah, I think my favorite story is just related to, because I would go visit my grandparents in San Jose, and when I was a younger kid, they have like the largest entertainment, like Chuck E. Cheese there. It's still there, but it was definitely in its prime when I was younger, and I remember my family members just being there for like fucking hours because they used to have so much there, like so much like the good Chuck E. Cheese games, and like they saw the animatronics and stuff, and it was just a lot of fun to run around for like hours and play all these games and stuff. It was like peaceful for a bit. It was just a fun day.
Yeah, I miss going to arcades too as a little kid.
Yeah,
I mean, I still go. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you go first.
I still go to arcades here and there, but it's definitely not the same as when you're a little kid.
Yeah, like Nickel, if you know that one by the Great Wolf Lodge, is a pretty good arcade.
We still have a Nickel here in West Covina area.
Ooh, I didn't know you guys had one down there too. There's one down here in Anaheim by the Great Wolf Lodge.
I do not know where that is, but that's cool for anything that tune in.
Yeah, it's like a little bit closer to Disney, but not quite. It's still pretty out there in Anaheim compared to like where like Disney is, but it's a pretty fun little spot.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my dad took me to Nickel. I don't physically remember it, but he tells me all the time. He's like, "Yeah, I used to take you to Nickel." I was like, "That's awesome, Dad."
Yeah, like cool. Thanks.
I can't remember it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so mad that Chuck E. Cheese got rid of all their animatronics like everywhere.
I mean, with Five Nights at Freddy, they kind of had to, right?
But I feel like that's the draw. Is keep them because of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's more fun.
Kids are petrified now. They're like, we don't want that.
Yeah, well, this is just a generation of iPad kids. So what they do now is this is where the stage was. They just put a giant fucking like LED screen that just shows this flashy Chucky puppet dancing around and singing songs and shit. It's like jangling keys in front of a baby, but that's like what they do now instead.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, TVs are starting to rule the world, so where would we be without them, right?
And they've been ruling the world for like 10 years now. It's something new.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. They're getting even more popular now because the people that were younger, like, kind of so to speak, my generation, because I know we're only a few years off, but, like my generation, when they were younger and they had kids, they were still too young to really be, not everybody also, mind you, like
Yeah.
but some of my generation would put their younglings just in front of the screen and be like, this is what you need to entertain yourself with, because they weren't an adult enough, so to speak, to where they still had things that they wanted to do on like their phones or whatever, to where they weren't so dedicated on spending time with their child as to where they should have, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
no, I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Like, they shouldn't have phones or tablets or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's to the point where it's just like some kids, that's all that they know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I feel like maybe that's why Chuck E. Cheese did what they did, because they're like, well, all kids know screens.
Pretty much saves them money, but I guess I miss the animatronic business. I love animatronics. I love them since I was a kid, way before like the Five Nights at Freddy's appeal.
Yeah. Did you see that? I think it's Bruce Willis. Oh, no, not Bruce Willis. Nicolas Cage. Did you see that animatronic movie that
his Wonderland, where he's just beating the fuck out of him for an hour and a half? You bet your ass I did. I love that movie.
It was pretty cool, I gotta admit.
I love that he doesn't say a word the entire movie.
Yeah, my dude showed me that, and I was like, "What the fuck are we watching?" At first, but then like 20 minutes in, I was like, "All right, this is good."
Like, I'm into this. I want that shirt that he wears. I want the staff shirt of Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, it was a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. But yeah, on that note, is there anything else we wanted to go over real quick before we wrap up?
Well, when can people expect us to be doing the Houston podcast?
I'd say I want to try to do one at least once every week, hopefully. But I'd say count more on probably once every other week is the average. No, we don't have a set schedule just yet. We're just getting started because we all work. We're all busy adults. We will try our best to get things. I mean, I work a full-time job and I'm still managing this, but we're going to try to keep things shoveling along as soon as we can. I definitely don't think there will be like long gaps in between, but I'd say like earliest at least once a week, a latest probably once every other week or so. We might even rotate, like when we get the Monster Cast, when we get the Juice. We're still working out the kinks. And I just wanted to bring this out to you guys to kind of give you an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I just figured I would ask so that way people know what to try to look for.
Yeah, exactly. And then if anybody has any projects or anything they would like to submit to possibly be on the network or that's a show, you have a short film, any projects, anything, just message us. We're always happy to take things into consideration. We are a network after all. We could figure something out.
Yeah, let's make that Pizza Hut movie,
Yeah, well, that'll be our debut film coming to theaters eventually.
Pizza Clown.
Pizza Clowns. But yeah, so it's been a fun time. For now, we'll see you guys around.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Remember to drink your juice. Taking those vitamins.
Yeah, stay safe. Do your best.
Yeah, we don't know how to end this, so goodbye.
That's how I end my. That's what I want my last thing to be. Is like, be good. Try your hardest. Have a good life.
Be good people. Eat your teeth. Bye.